Now, we turn to Royal Mail, where on the 11th of July, the Communication Workers Union announced via a YouTube live stream that over 75% of its members in Royal Mail had voted in favour of accepting the dreadful offer which the union's leadership had recommended for acceptance back in April, so ending the dispute which had been running since last year, and members had sacrificed some £1,400 in wages each in strike action. CWU members in Royal Mail took part in strike action in May of 2022, then followed this up with further strike action throughout the rest of the year in support of their pay claim and the employers' attempts to erode their terms and conditions and attach unattainable targets as conditions on pay rises. They were joined by their CWU colleagues in BT, who took part in their first strike action since 1987, as well as members in Crown Post offices who were making their own claim for a decent pay rise. But 2022's action was in stark contrast to that in 2023, where the CWU bureaucracy failed to call their members out in Royal Mail for a single day of strike action, despite voting by nearly 96% on a 77% turnout to renew their mandate for strike action in February. Negotiations continued until the CWU leadership presented an offer to their members which was way below inflation, included a portion of a pay rise which had already been imposed by the management, and gave no guarantees that any of the CWU members who had faced disciplinary action for alleged conduct issues would have these charges dropped or be reinstated to their jobs. The actions of the CWU in 2023 clearly killed all the momentum which workers had built up in 2022, and despite a brave fight by a collection of rank and file members to reject the deal, members had clearly seen that the writing was on the wall and voted to accept the crumbs from the table that Royal Mail had offered them. This from a company which made over £1 billion in profits in the 2 years leading up to the start of this dispute. Then, within days of the defeat of the post workers being confirmed, Royal Mail went into action. This letter, posted to social media by a postal worker, confirms that workers who were on an attendance review would have their reviews extended by 6 months as a result of changes made to the attendance management policy during those pay negotiations. In the CWU's document, published in April, when they recommended the rotten deal to their members, they said that sick pay, standards and ill health retired, whilst less favourable than the current arrangements, are materially better than the employer's original proposals. This is the evidence of that less favourable agreement which the CWU negotiators accepted. The CWU central office then responded, writing to union branches to state that they did not agree to the publication of a fact sheet on the new standards and would take part in a workshop with senior Royal Mail management on the 21st of July to agree transitional standards. Now, what was said on Friday and what was agreed isn't clear, but what is clear is that this is a wretched deal that has very real ramifications for the CWU members who supported each other through months of industrial strife, only to be let down by their own leadership. So what should happen now? While there's been Royal Mail workers who've left the CWU already, and many others who are considering what to do next, we at the Class Consciousness Project would encourage members to stay in their union but build a rank and file movement that can change the CWU into a member-led union. Now, one good place to start is to connect with the Posties Say No campaign, which is a grassroots campaign who actively encourage members to reject the dreadful offer Royal Mail made, which the CWU leaders recommended for acceptance. They released an excellent statement on July the 11th after the result of the ballot came in, and I'll quote from it directly. Staying in also means ensuring that the experience of the last year is never repeated. That means building at the grassroots, holding members' meetings, electing reps and building workplace committees, holding branches to account. It means coming together to build a rank and file alternative that can give a new direction to our union and ultimately a new fighting leadership. And I couldn't agree more. We have covered the capitulation of the CWU leadership in 2 articles published in April and July, so please go to our website and take a look.